Hello viewers. So I thought I would just go through and show the Samsung GPS in operation, a couple of different various pieces of it, Ozi Explorer, Google Maps, Google Earth. So I'm just going to mount the camera there, so I won't be driving and holding the camera, and just wandering around these little back streets. I'm a fair way from home, didn't want to really show my exact house location, so I'll put the GoPro onto the mount and we'll get started. So this is the standard startup screen for Android, various apps, and these three here are the ones we're going to look at. So Ozi Explorer first. This is the one that has all the Hema Maps. I've bought the Hema Maps, has all the Hema Maps in there, very similar to the Hema GPS. And very good maps. Hema probably have the best maps around. So let's start that one up. Has a little boot up sequence, and there we are. So that's your main map. Over here you can turn on tracking, so you can actually scroll it around like this, and if you hit that button there, it'll go right back to where it was. Up in no, I don't want to quit. Up here you have various operations, so you can do things like in tracks you can clear the track tail, which is the little line that it leaves. You can clear that, then you can go back to the start. So there we go. So as you're driving around, there's a car just coming past me, but as you're driving around, this little map moves around. You can zoom in and out to see where that is. You can also change the maps over here. So if I zoom out, you'll see these various maps, different amounts of detail, different scales. So you can zoom all the way into to which one you want to use. So we'll go back to the 150, we'll zoom right in so you can see it moving. So you can see I'm just on the edge of Lake Joondalup. And if I take off, you'll be able to see the little arrow start to move, and it should start to leave a little trail. You can also actually have street level maps. I've got street level maps for Perth. I don't have them in here because I don't tend to use this at street level. With this program I tend to use Google because it'll also do turn by turn. So as we drive around, you'll start to see that leave a little tail. The tail's in blue colour. You can set that little tail to whatever colour you like. So we're now out onto one of the more main roads. So when I find a spot to stop, I'll pull over and show you some waypoints. So there you go, that shows a track tail just through here. So if you wanted to set a waypoint just here, you've got a little waypoint icon over here, you press that, and as you can see it sets a waypoint. You can then go and rename that waypoint anything you like. At the moment it's waypoint 0, so if we went in and had a look at operation, waypoints, nearest waypoint's easy. There's the waypoint there. You can click on it and you can do these operations: edit, project, delete waypoint. So if we edit properties, we can then change the name of that waypoint to test, and then we should be able to just scroll down and go save, and now it's called test, and we can go back all the way back to the, if you go finish, we'll go back to the screen and you can see it's changed to test. You can load in waypoints. For example, if I turn off the tracking so I can move the map around, I can zoom out quite a way. If I zoom out and say go up, let's find some waypoints to load. So if we go into here, operation, waypoints, hit the wrong one, waypoints, load waypoints, import waypoints. Let's have a look and see if we've got any here close to Perth. Misk. Let's see what Misk waypoints has in it. So that's loaded that, so we can actually then go and see if we can find any Misk waypoints. probably, there you go, there's some down there. So there's some waypoints that I've stuck in when I've found things. There's a crossing, water crossing, etc. So you can load that up. You can do the same with tracks. So you can go in and load up operation and load tracks, same deal. Load user track file, and I have a bunch of, so if I go around the weir, it'll load that. I can go finish, and if you have a look there, there's my track where I went around the Mundaring weir on the motorbike. I hope you can see that in the sun. So there you go. So if we hit back here, it'll go straight back to where the pointer is. That's just sort of how it works. There is a bunch of other settings you can go into in configuration and set it up how you like. I won't go into that. That's probably a whole video on its own, but you can pretty well change everything about the screen. So that's that app. So one of the things you can do is run Google Earth. You need a data connection for this, unless you've downloaded the maps earlier. But you can run Google Earth just like turn by turn. So as you can see, there's a blue dot there. That's where I am. If I wanted to, for example, go to here, I can actually hold down and get a drop a pin. I can go directions. It'll give me the directions. It'll give me a couple of options, just like Google Earth. Ask you which one you want to do, how far away it is, and you can hit start. And the minute that you start, it'll turn into, we'll start driving.
Southeast.
You'll see it gets the sound, and it'll turn into the turn by turn style. So let's just get on back onto the road. So as you can see, it just turned into the turn by turn style.
Take the first exit.
Get around this roundabout. And it works just like a navman. The other thing you can do is switch to Google Earth, have Google Earth overlay. So if I pull over, we'll switch it onto Google Earth. And as you can see now, it's running the Google Earth style with all the houses and roads and businesses and everything there in a moving map. It's very cool. You can also hook it up to your Bluetooth, so it comes through your speakers.
In 400 meters, turn right.
So that's basically it. There's a lot to it, but I thought I'd just show a little bit of the thing actually in operation. And the Hema Maps and the Ozi Explorer is what I've been using for some time on various tablets. It's worked really well.
Turn right, then your destination.
Haven't had any trouble with it. So very flexible. Doesn't need data. Doesn't need anything. Just works. So that's pretty well it. We will head home.
In 50 meters.